Trustee Malani?
Here.
Trustee Compass? Trustee Reardon? Trustee Radiszewski?
Here.
Mayor Pico. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oath of office, village elected officials. So at this time, we'll call up each of those being sworn in for a village elected official. First would be James Dodge for village president.
Please raise your hand and repeat after me. I, state your name,
I, James Valentine Dodge Jr.,
having been elected to the office of village president
having been elected to the office of village president
in the village of Orland Park,
in the village of Orland Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will aforesaid,
in the counties of Cook and Will aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of office of the village president
the duties of the office of village president
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to swear the individual officials. We're going to swear the individual officials in. We'll take our seats and then we'll run through a quick board meeting and then we'll make our comments afterwards.
All right, next we will have the Honorable Judge Joanne M. O'Brien administering the oath to village clerk-elect Mary Ryan Norwell.
And raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mary Brand, having been elected to the office of village clerk in the village of Orland Park, in the counties of Cook and Will, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of village clerk
And then I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of village clerk
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Next, we will have the Honorable Judge Colleen Highland administer the oath to village trustee-elect Dina Lawrence.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn and repeat after me. I, Dina Lawrence, having been elected to the office of village trustee
Having been elected to the office of village trustee
in the village of Orland Park,
in the village of Orland Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will aforesaid,
in the counties of Cook and Will as aforesaid,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of village trustee
the duties of the office of village trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Next, we will have the Honorable Judge Christopher Lawler administer the oath of office to Village Trustee-elect John Lawler.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, John Orland,
Having been elected to the office of village trustee
having been elected to the office of village trustee
in the village of Orland Park,
in the village of Orland Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will aforesaid,
in the counties of Cook and Will aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of village trustee
of village trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Next, the Honorable Judge George L. Nellis Jr. will administer the oath of office to Village Trustee-elect Joanna M. Lee Flagg.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joanna M. Lee Flagg,
I, Joanna M. Flagg,
having been elected to the office of village trustee
having been elected to the office of village trustee
in the village of Orland Park,
in the village of Orland Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will aforesaid,
in the counties of Cook and Will aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of village trustee
the duties of the office of village trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Did we mention this is a 3-hour meeting? Mercifully short and sweet, gives 1 minute. Mary and I have been debating if I'm going to call her Madam Clerk or just Clerk, so we settled on Clerk. So will the clerk call the roll, please?
Trustee Healy.
Here.
Trustee Castellanos.
Here.
Trustee Milano.
Here.
Trustee Lawler.
Here.
Trustee Lawrence. Here. Trustee Leaflet.
Here.
Mayor Dodge.
Here.
At this time, we will proceed with the oath of office to the left.
I'll never correct you again. On the job training.
At this time, we're going to administer the oath of office to the library trustees.
You have the oath, you ready?
We ask them to step up, please.
You have the microphone? Thanks.
Hello, Bridget. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Bridget Lisbon, do solemnly swear
I, Bridget O'Neill, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the trustee of the Orland Park Library
of a trustee of the Orland Park Library
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability. Thank you.
I, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Linda Michaels, do solemnly swear
I, Linda Michaels, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the trustee of the Orland Park Library
of the trustee of the Orland Park Library
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
At this time, we'll proceed with any non-scheduled citizens and visitors for agenda-specific public comment. Before we proceed, I'd like to give a preamble. When you step up, please give your name and direct your comments to the mayor. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. No personal attacks upon village board members, staff, or other persons in attendance or absent will be permitted. In addition, any discussion of matters which are currently under legal review will not be permitted. At this time,
This is not scheduled for non-agenda items, correct? Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to address the board about an agenda item? Anyone? Okay. Consent agenda.
we will now proceed to the consent agenda. A, payroll for April 25th, 2025, approval. B, accounts payable April 22nd, 2025 through May 5th, 2025, approval. C, special event permit for Orland Township Lions Matter 2025 mental health fair for 150 people. D, approval of the April 21st, 2025 Committee of the Whole minutes. And E, approval of the April 21st, 2025 regular minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani?
move to approve items A through C and E of the consent agenda.
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Malani?
Aye.
Trustee Lawrence?
Aye.
Trustee Lawler?
Aye.
Trustee Leaflet?
Aye.
And Mayor Dodge.
Aye. Trustee Malani, a quick mention for why we pulled that item.
The meeting minutes were not attached to the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
At this time, do I have a motion to table E, approval of the,
Just call it.
oh, April, approval of the April 21st, 2025 Committee of the Whole minutes?
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani?
I move to table item E.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Malani?
Aye.
Trustee Lawrence? Aye. Trustee Lawler?
Aye.
Trustee Leaflet?
Aye.
Mayor Dodge.
Aye.
At this time, we have, item 18, amending the Title 7, Chapter 18, decrease the number of video gaming licenses in ordinance.
I'll entertain a motion to table.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Malani?
Aye.
Trustee Lawrence?
Aye.
Trustee Lawler?
Aye.
Trustee Leaflet?
Aye.
Mayor Dodge.
Aye. For this item, we're gonna take it up in about 2 weeks. And that's the agenda item.
We will proceed to non-scheduled citizens and visitors for public comment on items relevant to village business. The same admonition.
The first person who signed in is Arnold Gacky. Arnold? Just for, village attorney just reminded me, we all have 3 minutes, and I think there's 100 people who want to get to some cupcakes. So, go ahead, Arnold.
Well, I met you last fall in front of a bar, but it was a juice.
Juice
And I
box.
told you 2 days before I met you, I had a dream that you were gonna run for mayor.
Well, there you go. Thank you, sir.
Remember it? Okay. Well, the dream came true. Okay. Now we can have open meetings again. And, Jim has a proven track record of effective governing. Jim has been a key milestone in Orland Park, and still will be. And I have one word for the election. Lions. Best of wishes, Mayor. And for his wife. Thank you.
Thanks, Arnold. Just, I'll have to ask the attorneys this officially, but before we started the meeting, Arnold gave me this. It says, he has a plan, trust him, so I'm trying to live up to that. Okay, just making sure. All right, Sue Dalton?
Good
Go ahead.
Judge and trustees. I want to thank you for allowing us to come before you on your very first meeting. We would postpone this had it not been more of an urgent issue. I am Sue Dalton. I live on Elm Street, 13801 Elm Street in Orland Park. And we are getting our roads redone on our street and subdivision. And we are all okay on having the improvements made on our street. However, we received a letter from the village dated March 3rd that there's a proposal to make Elm Street go through to 92nd Avenue. And we were not told of this beforehand. 2 years ago, we were surveyed about putting street lights on our street. We did not wish for that, but we were not surveyed on having the street go through to 92nd Avenue. So we really can't understand why I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. I'm used to being on that side. And we're not really understanding what the purpose of this is. So hopefully it's not too late. The village can not put that through and maybe save the village a few dollars for excavating and putting in some more stop signs and more pavement. So we have a letter that is signed by I think just about, there's 35. We have 35 others on our street, 31 signed that they do not wish to have the street to go through. And I'm bringing this to your attention just because they've already done a lot of the prep work. So I don't know if tomorrow we're going to see them come in and start working on the streets, or it's going to be 4 weeks from now. We just don't know. The communication with the village has been rather poor, to say the least, unfortunately.
Sue, do you want us to have the signatures? And I'll be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m., so make sure I give it to Mr. Galata, the acting village manager. Okay, thanks.
So I'm done, Heather Slack is also on Elm Street, she also.
She's next up. Heather?
Hi, congratulations. Welcome. I'm gonna set my camera so I don't go over. So my name is Heather Slack, I live on Elm Street, I live right next to Sue Dalton. We didn't get any information on the street widening or the curves that were coming in until they clear cut many of our.
Heather, could you you can change the speed, I want everybody to hear you.
Many of our old trees, so there's some pretty big trees that they cut down in order to do this project, and so many of the residents didn't get any information until they got a white X on some of their beloved trees, and so that's how we started to find out what was going on. And then when we called the village to get more information, several of us were told that there was a paper put on our door, like in the screen handle, and that somebody in our household must have thrown it away. I was told that, Bernie was told that, many of the people were told that. And I just said, like, my husband is the only one who lives here because he doesn't know what John Taylor is. And so they weren't able to give me any more information. A project like this deserves a stamp. It deserves something to be mailed out to us to let us know that a dead-end street that's been a dead-end street forever is now going to be a through street. It's going to connect it comes off of Southwest Highway. It's right behind All Seasons Pools, and it's gonna connect the apartment buildings that are on the dead end across from the walking trail. They're going to be able to use that street as a thoroughfare. We already have Mariano's traffic. We have cut-through traffic for the mall. We have so much cut-through traffic right now that we can't walk our dog without having to get onto the grass to be safe. We have to wear high-vis jackets when we walk, and people are flying down our street 40, 50 miles an hour. There are 31 people who signed a petition. The other people just weren't home. It's not that they didn't want to sign the petition. The further you get away from the dead end, more and more people don't know that it's proposed to make this a through street to the apartment buildings. So with 40 All these people behind me are coming just to support, but the other people signed that petition. We're just asking that you show us the traffic studies that were done, show us how you're gonna keep the street safe and the residents safe. This isn't a thoroughfare, it's a side street, and we live on the street, and many of us bought the street because it's a dead end. I thank you for your time, they thank you for your time, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Mr. Bob Ryder.
Mr. Mayor and Board of Trustees, I want to first say congratulations to all the newly elected officials and greetings to all the incumbent trustees who continue to serve. My name is Bob Ryder. I am this time around, a 13-year resident of Orland Park. My family traces its roots to the 1800s here in Orland Park through the Houston family. So you'll find some great historical information on the Historical Society's website about my great-great-great-great-grandfather. I am here as a resident. My wife Diana, my two children are active in the community. My wife Diana is the co-president of Parents for Education at Century School. I am also the president of the Chicago Federation of Labor, which, despite that name, represents labor unions all across Cook County, including here in Orland Park. The Chicago Federation of Labor and Cook County Industrial Union Council. So I come before you today to pledge myself as a longtime member of the civic community here in Orland Park, whose family has been around these parts for a very long time. That my great-great-great-great-grandfather actually donated the land for where the district office for 135 and 230 are at Center School resides. So I pledge both in my role as CFL president and longtime Orland Parker to work with all of you to better the interests here in Orland Park. We have several labor unions that are represented here at the village. I speak for them and all of our union members and leaders from across Cook County to say that as residents, as workers, we are here to offer congratulations and our support. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. We have one more person who has signed in, Dominic.
Thank you. As a 50-year resident of Orland Park, I understand construction projects have their headaches. I'm a resident of the Catalina neighborhood, and I speak for many of the neighbors regarding the water project that's going on, that we get it when there's a construction project, there's a mess, but I think the village needs to take a little bit more coordination with the contractor. On the east side of Sycamore Drive, what's up against Catalina Drive. The other Sycamore Drive is where the state actually got potholes, the area that they brought out of the street for the piping. But the dust in that neighborhood is just, it has to be manageable. I mean, you can't even go out, my kids can't go out on the weekend, cars going by, there's a big dust storm. Can somebody look at, now, the managers here, somebody look at what, a water truck twice a week? Dust doesn't, I mean, it's a mess, and I get it, it's a project, but me and many neighbors that I speak for coming here, I just appreciate someone relooking at this, talking to the contractor. We know that there's traffic castles, the dust is an issue, the potholes are an issue, and we just like to have to be here to mention that today.
Thank you. I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Thank you. Great, I'll take this up with acting village manager Jim. We'll get your contact information, so we'll call you. Any other comments from the public? We'll have board comments. Trustee Maloney?
Just a quick, welcome to the new members of the board. Looking forward to working with you all, and congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
Short and sweet.
There you go, that works. Trustee Katsinas?
Same thing, I want to welcome Mayor Dodge, Clerk Norwell, Trustee Lee Flagg. You're on the good side of the table. Sorry, there's no bad side. Trustee Lawrence and Trustee Lawler, welcome. I look forward to working with you for the betterment of the village of Orland Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Healy?
I'd like to say congratulations to all the new board members here. You have a great support section here, and I hope you all go out and have a good time tonight and celebrate your victory. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Lawrence, first time I get to say that.
Thank you, Mayor Dodge. I would just like to first say thank you to the outgoing members of the board for all of what they've done. And not just those who are now most recently outgoing, but all of those who went before us, because I feel like they laid a foundation, a really good foundation for us to work from. And I know that all of them, or let's just say I believe that all of them did the best that they could do with what they had in front of them, with what internally they had, what externally they had. I really believe that, and I believe that the new ones of us are on it that are just joining, as well as the others who are staying with us, will also do the same. That we will all do our best to first listen to the residents, try to understand what it is that they're trying to convey to us, what their concerns are, what their ideas are, and work with these to build better on that foundation that the others before us have laid. Thank you.
Trustee Lawler?
First of all, this is our first meeting, so I will make it brief, but I want to say a few thank yous. First, I want to say thank you to everyone who volunteered, contributed, and voted for us. I want to say thank you to the staff for putting all this together tonight, and for all the work they've done and will be doing to make our transition into office happen. I want to say thank you to many of my close personal friends who have supported me through this whole campaign. I want to say thank you to my cousin, retired Judge Christopher Lawler, who showed up tonight and swore me in to office. I want to say thank you to my beautiful daughters, Kate and Jessica, as well as the rest of my family, including Julie and Anne Marie, who are both here tonight. And most of all, I want to say thank you to my wife, Christina. Chris and I have been together for over 30 years now, and she has shown me incredible support and love. Chris has been and will continue to be my most loyal friend, supporter, and advisor, and I wouldn't be here today without her, so thank you, Chris. I also wanted to take a moment to thank the previous administration. While I disagree with some of the things they have done, I still think that they should be commended for volunteering their time to serve the residents of Orland Park, so thank you. Moving forward, I ask my supporters to bear with us as we get acclimated and adjust to our new positions. I'm sure it will take us a little while to get used to protocols and the nuances of board meetings. Finally, I look forward to working with my fellow trustees, Joanna, Diana, Bill, Mike, Cindy, our clerk Mary Ryan, and our new mayor, Jim Dodge, on making Orland Park the village that serves all of our residents. So thank you.
Trustee Jeannie Lee Flagg?
You can just call me. Don't call me late for dinner. I just want to say thank you so much for, I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve. I was on the library board for 10 years before I came here. I was grateful for that opportunity, and I am now grateful for this one. I'm happy and looking forward to working with this board. And when you're one of the last people to talk, it's pretty much what they said. But again, thank you to all of those who came before us who have, in one way or another shown us how we can do our jobs and helped us define who we are in terms of how we want to do the job. So to say just thank you to everyone who, to everyone who supported us and everyone who got us here just doesn't even feel like enough, because this is definitely a group effort in every single way, and I kind of feel like that running a village is a group effort as well. We can't do it without you, and you know, we're here to hear you so that we can serve you in the best way possible. And so, and I thank my family for all their love and support, and my husband who has, you know, taken over the job of, you know, pretty much anything he was asked to do, and held our house up while I was gone constantly. So I'm very, and my daughters and my parents, everyone, you know, in my family, even some who couldn't make it because they're in finals. So thank you to all of you.
Today's an exciting day for the people of Orland Park. Today, we begin to rebuild your trust in government as we bring back respect for the people in our community, fiscal responsibility, and a transparent government. I would like to thank my family for being with me every step of the way. My daughter Colleen and her husband Shane, my son Joe, my son Jim, my brother Mike, and my husband who is unfortunately not able to be with us tonight. I would like to thank my friend, Judge Joan O'Brien, for swearing me in. We met on our first day at the state's attorney's office a very long time ago, unfortunately. A very good friendship, so thank you for coming, Joan. I would like to thank the people of Orland Park who believed in our bipartisan team. Last but not least, I would like to thank the men and women who were employed by Orland Park who put their jobs on the line to endorse us. I am excited to start this new position, so let's get to work.
I'm hardly the best for last, but we'll give it a run. So, welcome to the Frederick T. Owens Village Hall. That's It was a few years back when I got to sit next to Fred, and I often tell the Owens family how often he would crack a joke and keep a straight face, and I was doing everything I could not to lose my composure when I was first elected village clerk. So, tip of the hat to Fred. But, today's a new day for Orland Park, and it's a very clear demarcation point in our history. And as all the other trustees said, and I appreciate the gracious comments of the current trustees, heartfelt gratitude to the people of Orland Park, to my family, Linda, Ashley, Jimmy, my sisters, you know, Peggy, Eileen, and Mary, and all the friends and family that support us. We would not be here tonight for a number of reasons if it wasn't for Nabia and David, Jake, Joe, Patty and Bob, Diana, Bruce, Bill, Rob, and a tremendous support from labor and the Arab American community as well. We're deeply grateful for all the support that they gave us. So I thought it'd take a couple minutes. I'm trying to get to that lemon fluff cake. I really believe in lemon fluff cakes. I'm trying to get out there pretty quickly. But I just want to kind of paint in broad strokes what tonight means. And first, about our approach on how we're going to govern now that we're here. And so the people of Orland Park, and this is alluded to earlier, you will see us work collaboratively, all 7 of us, and my sincere hope, to do the greatest good for the greatest number. Well, let's unpack that a little bit. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. Doesn't mean you're always going to get it right, but you have to work towards that goal, towards that aspiration. You will see the things we talked about during the campaign: civility, courtesy, respect, professionalism. That's why we chose the name of our party. We're going to try and govern in a very nonpartisan, bipartisan way. It was mentioned we're the representatives of the people of Orland Park, and we're going to do everything to make sure that we listen, because we really do want to know how much local government do you want and how much are you willing to pay for it, if I can be crass. Right? At some point, we're going to have to tackle the tough financial issues. We're open to ideas from any source. We relish the discussion and the dialogue, and as I mentioned, we won't always agree, but we can work the problem together. You're going to see that as we go marching forward. Look forward again to trustees Katsinas, Healy, and Milani. I've had good relationships with them when we worked on the board before for a couple of years. We'll do that again. To staff, I must warn you in advance, I'm kind of nerdy, right? And so you're going to hear me running around muttering things like, "In God we trust, all others must bring data." Just put that on the table right now. Now, in any organization like this, we do have a hierarchical structure, but you'll always hear me referencing Lean Six Sigma. I'm gonna do the Gemba walk, which is I'm gonna get to know everybody who works for the Village Orland Park. So I'm gonna walk around because I always want multiple points of input. So we, as the board up here, can give you guys, Southside Chicago, you know what that means, you guys, broadly the right direction in terms of what we're doing at the village. The people who are doing the jobs have the best ideas to do that job better. So I want to make sure that that information is flowing. We're going to be focused on working out through all the issues we talked about during our campaign on work-life balance. You know, I want more people to build a great career in Orland Park. And I want to drive up employee satisfaction. That's a #1 key to keeping your customers happy. And that might not be a comfortable word for people in government. You're going to hear me saying it a lot in the next 4 years. Are the customers happy? They're paying our salaries. That's why we do what we do. And so the 3 big priorities, and we are going to move quickly and decisively in this direction. Quickly and decisively. We're going to tackle in an open and transparent way only those questions on Orland Park's finances, and we will reset the compass heading on spending priorities. We will focus on the priority of the people of Orland Park. We're going to revamp and revise the Citizens Advisory Commissions. We've talked about adding a few new commissions around cultural arts, senior citizens, and for young families. We're going to rebuild, and then we're going to deepen our relationships with other units of government. The school boards, the library board, township, the fire district, neighboring towns who are honored by having Mayor Kyle Hastings join us tonight. Our state legislators on both sides of the aisle, and the governor's office as well, including our state representative and our federal officials. And in closing, everyone here should thank Linda, because I had a much longer speech, but she vetoed it earlier. Just saying. But in closing, I don't know how to say this other than thank you to the people in this room, and thank you to the people of Orland Park for trusting us to make the right decisions for the future of our town. We all know, everybody that's up here from life experience or experience as elected officials, there is no way we won't have unanticipatable challenges. I've lived through a few of them while I've been on the Village Orland Park board. And I just would like everyone to know the 3 reasons why I think we're collectively going to be successful. The board's going to move forward in the ways I've outlined with civility and thoughtfulness and respect. And we're going to get the engagement to get the best ideas, and we bring the best of what we've learned in our professional lives and our personal lives to this board for decision making. We will ask, and I have a feeling, you, the residents, the staff, the representatives from other units of government, you're going to tell us what's on your mind. I call this the jewel level of politics. If you're not doing well, you're going to hear about it on a Saturday morning when you're going at your local jewel store. And that combination is how we're going to create the future we'd all like to see in Orland Park. So with that, thank you. We're about to adjourn the meeting. We're going to the Civic Center. There's lemon fluff cake over there.
Mr. Chairman?
Can you guys
Motion
to adjourn?
to adjourn, thank you.
There you go. Is there a second?
Second.
Call roll.